I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner Diaz. Today, we're heading out on the farm, an urban farm in St. Pete, to get some fresh greens and offer up a trio of farm-to-table dishes you can make tonight. Joining me in the kitchen, fresh out the farm, is Alicia Geigel. She's the marketing director at St. Pete's Brick Street Farms. And you've got 3 different ideas for dinner tonight?
That's right. First, I'm going to roast some sweet potatoes for a meal we're making next. We've got some fun stuff in the works.
Sweet. So it sounds like you're working already with the sweet potatoes. So what are we doing right here? What did we already add?
So I just added some red pepper flakes. I put that on almost all my roasted vegetables. I like a little bit of spice, but you can put as little or as much as you want. Some garlic salt.
And you just peeled them, you cubed them, straight into the bowl.
Yep, I like to make them small so that they cook pretty quickly.
Okay.
I'm usually on a time crunch. So the smaller, the faster they cook.
Nice.
And then some regular salt. And they're already covered in olive oil. And then a little bit of black pepper to finish them off.
Nice.
And then we're gonna throw them on the baking tray. I'm kind of a check-as-you-go girl, but $4.25 for about 20 minutes should do the trick.
Alicia's recipe for the sweet and savory autumn salad, those taters are destined to join, plus her Latin lettuce wraps with a Swiss chard, garlicky yogurt, and eggs. Come on now, which is coming up later, are all on our website with all of the directions, all of the ingredients ready for you to print. That's dinnerdiaz.com. Scan the QR code to head there now. And look, I just turn around and like, boom.
It's ready to go.
It's
so easy. I pretty much use these same spices for all my roasted veggies, broccoli, carrots. It always does the trick.
It's kind of the staple to kind of work with.
Yep.
All right, but we'll have time to get that into the oven here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect.
It's ready to rumble. It's been preheated already.
Okay. And how long will those last in the oven for?
About 20 minutes. I'll probably check it at 20.
That's the eyeball check?
Yeah. Always do that first because it's going to take the longest, and then it can work while you work.
Perfect. What's next?
Okay, so we've got tofu. Tofu has, some people love it, some people hate it.
Sure.
I love it. I can keep it in the fridge for a long time, and then you just slice it and throw it in the pan. It's minimal prep work. It's wonderful.
And it's a great dish, and it's a great substitute. So this is how someone's like, let's recharge the battery a little. Try something a little different.
Exactly.
You don't have to go just to the meats.
I love tofu because it will soak up anything you put on it.
Okay. And so what did you already put on there then?
So just a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
I'm gonna spray the pan with some avocado oil. It has a really high smoke point, so I like to cook with that. The olive oil here is just so that the spices will stick.
Okay, and what kind of spices are we adding then?
So this is adobo, which is a Puerto Rican seasoning. I am Puerto Rican. It's kind of the trifecta. We have adobo and sazon. But adobo, if you want to make it at home, is just sea salt, garlic, turmeric, black pepper, and oregano.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep, and they also have this great brand that I like called Loisa. They're available in Fresh Market.
Okay.
It's a really nice thing to find when you're Puerto Rican and you can't find those.
Little taste of home right there.
Exactly.
Kind of like it's the authentic bite that you're looking for.
Yes.
So taste it, tried, and true.
Yep, and there's
that's the trifecta for that one.
That is the trifecta. And what I love about this brand in particular is there's not a lot of MSG,
Nice.
That kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it's really nice to add to your pantry. So we're kind of going to throw that on there. I'm putting the seasoning side down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to season the other half while it's already in the pan.
Nice.
So with tofu, I usually like to cube it.
Okay.
But slices like this means less flipping. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit more adobo right here. You can kind of go a little crazy with the spice. I mean, again, I'm Latin, so I like my things super flavorful.
Okay.
And tofu kind of is the perfect thing to do that with.
Perfect.
So we're gonna move to sofrito.
Okay.
It is the cornerstone of Puerto Rican cooking. This is basically just about half of an onion,
Okay.
some green peppers, green bell peppers, and some tomatoes. I'm just using a Roma tomato, that's all. You can add some spice if you want to. You can add some chili peppers. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. I'm gonna throw in a garlic.
Nice, and we're just gonna take a nice little blitz with that.
Yep, I'm just gonna put it in the food processor. This is culantro. You can find this at Publix. A lot of people buy it by mistake instead of cilantro. So I just topped it with our micro cilantro. We grow it at Brick Street Farms.
Nice. So what are microgreens?
So microgreens are basically just baby plants. So we've got micro broccoli, we've got micro sunflower, and they're packed with nutrients and they make your dishes look so elevated without a lot of effort.
And you can look at this Because this came from your Instagram page too.
Yes, that's right. We grow all of our micros inside of converted shipping containers. So it's all hydroponic. It's all fresh, ready to eat. There's no travel time.
Nice.
It's just a great way to feel like you're really putting some effort into your plate, into plating it really beautifully.
I think that's awesome. I think that's an awesome way to see it come alive. And this is now going to come alive.
Yeah, let's do it. Are you ready to blend?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I usually like to taste as I go.
Totally, who doesn't? I mean, that's the best part about cooking is that you get to have all those flavors and you can adjust. If it's working for you, if it's not working for you.
Exactly.
Like, is this working for you? Is this the color that you want?
I like it. It's lots of turmeric. I love the color because tofu can be a little bit bland.
Totally.
I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon. Kind of hold my hand underneath it to catch the seeds.
Perfect.
Especially if you're a home cook, you're cooking for your family.
Absolutely.
It's totally fine. And then a little bit of olive oil.
Nice. And then what consistency are you looking for? Because this is kind of like the midway point of the game. We're at halftime now.
Well,
now we're going to go back into it there with blitzing it again.
Yep. There's not a lot of rules. You can either make it really liquid or you can keep it chunky. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of preference.
Nice.
Like I said, I'm going to taste as I go. Can you pass me that salt over there, please?
I can. You need a pepper too?
I think we're good. The
No?
cilantro is very peppery.
Okay.
So I find that that's perfect.
That's the way you like it. All right.
So that's good.
All right. Well,
Some
then, hey,
people
I got to get into this bad boy.
try
here
it. So
then,
there's
too.
no salt in that yet.
Okay.
Some people won't salt it because they want to control the salt, when they're on the stove. I like to salt mine. I like stuff pretty salty.
Nice. I can taste it all.
Yeah. Super fresh.
Super fresh. Exactly.
Super fresh. We use this as a base for stews, for beans, for tofu, apparently. All right, so I'm gonna throw a little bit in that pan as it's cooking.
Perfect.
So you notice I made a lot of sofrito. It's because I'm gonna jar the rest and use it later.
And how long will it keep then if you're going to put this into our fridge?
About a week.
About a week,
yeah,
okay.
I use it, and then I'll also gift it if I want to.
Nice. That's always a gift that keeps on giving because
Yeah, absolutely.
you can make so much with it.
Okay, so we've got that cooking. Next, we're going to add a little bit of this sofrito into the Greek yogurt.
Love it. Let's go for it then.
Okay.
And how much longer? I mean, does this look like what you want?
Yeah, I think it looks good. It's browned.
Okay.
I kind of cook it as I would, I guess, a piece of chicken, but it's nice because you don't have to worry about it being undercooked. I mean, it is tofu after all.
Perfect. I'm just going to kind of get a little bit of everywhere.
Perfect.
Get a nice little coating into our pan here.
Thank you for your help.
Oh.
You're doing a great job.
Hey, I got to earn my keep here, people.
So I've got my little baby whisk that I love for my sauces, and I'm just gonna whisk up some Greek yogurt with that sofrito. I love cooking with Greek yogurt. You can also use mayonnaise and make an aioli. I love aiolis so much.
Sure.
Okay, so we're pretty much done at this point.
Okay.
Why don't we start plating?
Perfect. Now we're
So you can put one tofu on here.
just gonna go one right there. Okay.
Actually, let's do two. Let's go for it. Let's
Go
get
for the extra bite here,
crazy.
people.
Let's get crazy and do
go
two
deep
slices
into
of
it there,
tofu.
okay?
Some avocado.
Perfect.
Creamy avocado. I love a good slice of avocado. This is the Florida avocado. It's kind of the one that we have in Puerto Rico that I see a lot on those dishes. I like to put a little bit more of that adobo or just some garlic salt would be great on the avocado itself. I know that some people complain that the Florida avocados are a little bit less flavorful.
Sure.
So just sprinkle it with some of your spices. And then we've got our Greek yogurt dip.
Nice.
That we're gonna put on top. And then some red onions. Lovely. So this is on our butter lettuce.
Oh, beautiful.
We sell that
And was
in
that
our
from the farm
store. Yep.
Nice.
We grew that hydroponically. We sell it in our farm store. It's a great way to make like tacos. I can even use it as a burger bun. It's also called bib lettuce.
Look how
there
fresh
we
it
go.
looks.
Here, let's
Fresh
add a little bit of
taste.
this.
Got a little bit of some color. Boom. Look at that. I can't wait to get into that one because still ahead from our farm to table trio. Once our sweet potatoes are done, we'll be making an autumn salad. But after the break, eggs for dinner? Well, we can say yes, it can be done because we're doing it with Swiss chard and garlicky yogurt. That's still to come on Dinner DeeAs. This is Dinner DeeAs, the show with ideas for your dinner, or as we call them, Dinner DeeAs. Today, straight from the farm to your family, well, the urban farm, Brick Street Farms, over in St. Pete is here with us, to be precise, because Alicia Geigel is their marketing director, and she's been sharing a farm-to-table trio of dishes. Before the break, we blitzed together some homemade sofrito for our Latin lettuce wraps. Now we're grabbing some greens for a Swiss chard and garlicky yogurt with a crispy egg. And it looks like you're already kind of starting to have some fun with our garlic.
That's right. I just used a microplane.
Aren't microplanes like the coolest toy to have in the kitchen?
They're so cool. It's such a quick way to almost liquefy what you're working with.
Absolutely.
I love it. Really garlicky, but of course that is totally up to you when you make it.
Perfect. And what did you start this with? Now, what do we have in the bowl?
So Greek yogurt, again, I love it. I kind of use it as a substitute to sour cream.
Okay.
I like to make a lot at once. I probably won't use all of this in a dish, but then I'll put the rest in a Tupperware for later.
I like it.
And now I'm just gonna do some lemon zest.
Nice.
Pretty simple. You just want to keep moving that lemon around so you don't get too much of the fleshy rind. You just want that shiny part.
And how much lemon zest are we going for?
I do this crazy thing called eyeballing.
It's the eyeball test. I like the eyeball test.
And the taste test. You can always add, but you can't take away.
That's it. That's it. Spoken by a true master.
Yep. So I just kind of taste as I go. I always have a bunch of spoons.
Okay.
And if I'm cooking for myself, of course, I just go crazy because it's a little treat while you're cooking.
I like that. I like that. That's the fun part.
Yep. So I'm just mixing that up, adding some salt.
Okay.
It's pretty simple here. And then
Nice.
next we're going to cook some Swiss chard, which I'm super
Cool.
excited about.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna taste this real quick and then I'm gonna add some pepper.
I'm going to beat you to it. Oh, you already beat me to it.
So good.
I dig it.
It has that like, I don't know, that citrusy, kind of reminds me of a key lime pie.
Yes, but what I kind of like about that is that you are thinking that you're going to go for that bite of a sour cream. And
Yeah.
this has got a much lighter consistency behind it. The lemon kind of plays with it a little bit more, so it kind of brightens it up a little bit more. So
Yeah.
that softness on the palate is what I'm digging the
Yeah,
most.
and more protein than sour cream too.
Boom. Double whammy right there. All right.
Okay, up next, we're just going to saute some garlic really
Okay.
quickly. It's a little hot, so we might turn it down a little
Okay.
bit, please. I'll move this over here for just a moment.
Perfect.
So this is avocado oil. It has a pretty high smoke point. I'm just gonna throw one garlic in there to see what we're working with. Pretty good. All right, so I'm just gonna saute this until it's fragrant. And then I'm going to add the stems of the Swiss chard.
Nice.
So what I did is I divvied up the stems and the leaves.
Okay. Why did you do that?
The stems are gonna take a little bit longer to cook.
Okay.
They're denser. The leaves, I don't really like to cook for too long. It's totally a matter of preference. Some people like them wilty, some people like them still crunchy.
Perfect.
I like them both ways, but today I'm just gonna do a quick warm up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw in the stems. Look how pretty.
Nice.
Aren't they gorgeous? Can you believe that this was just grown indoors?
And not just grown indoors, but grown in St. Pete.
In St. Pete.
Downtown St. Pete.
That's right.
An
Yep.
urban metropolitan area where there is a farm that is growing. How much produce is coming through there? How much land is this taking? What's the footprint like?
So it's super efficient and super sustainable. We have 20 farms. They're stacked.
Okay.
We
and using
grow-
shipping containers?
Yep, using shipping containers, so we don't need a big building, we don't need acres and acres of land. We're growing 66 acres of leafy greens on 1/3 of an acre in the middle of the Warehouse Arts District in downtown St. Pete.
All indoors.
All indoors, all vertical hydroponic.
All in a controlled environment.
All controlled, so you know we're in season 365 days a year.
This is the future of sustainability
That's right.
in produce.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Check out this beautiful color. So that looks about right. I still like them with a little bit of bite.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a little bit more of that oil.
Okay.
And we're just gonna throw these leaves in here for a second.
To have this for your dinner tonight, get Alicia's recipes for everything she's making at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Get the phone out, scan the QR code.
Okay, so that's pretty much how I like it.
I love it.
Let's plate it.
Cool.
Shall we? Okay,
go for
so
it.
let's go over to our plate over here.
Okay.
we're gonna do this fun little technique. It just gives a little bit of intentionality to your dish.
Okay.
So I just like to spread it on my plate like I'm a fancy restaurant, you know, give it a little bit of TLC.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Look
Just
at
that movement on the
that.
plate. See, that's the spirit.
I feel like plating your dish with intentionality just makes it so much more elevated. There's a lot of ways that you can make your plate look pretty. There's some Swiss chard. We're gonna put that egg on there. So we cook this egg off screen. Pretty simple concept. You can cook your egg any way you want. This is just over easy. So we're throwing that bad boy on there.
Look at that.
Let's take this guy out. Okay, so next I'm gonna put some chili oil on top.
2 dishes down, 1 to go. And when we come back, we'll be getting our seasoned sweet potatoes out of the oven to make Alicia's sweet and savory autumn salad. That's still ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Great ideas for dinner time deliciousness. And today we've been cooking with Alicia Geigel. She's fresh from the farm, Brick Street Farms, that is, in St. Pete. And we've been making her farm-to-table trio, 3 different delectable ways to get more greens. We started with her Latin lettuce wraps. Then before the break, we made a Swiss chard with a garlicky yogurt and crispy egg. And now we're using the sweet potatoes we seasoned and baked back at the start of the show for a beautiful sweet and savory autumn salad. We made the dressing earlier, and all that was just olive oil, apple cider, maple syrup, Dijon mustard, a little salt, and that was it.
That's it.
Simple,
That's
clean,
it.
easy.
Sometimes you can even make it if you have an empty mustard jar at home.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't throw away stuff. We've learned that
No.
before.
Yeah.
Chef Leachino came in here before and was saying, anything that's in the fridge, maybe repurpose it and have a little bit of fun with it. So that's a perfect way to do that for a dressing that you can make like this. And this is just a little bit of kale.
Yep, this is just our torn mixed kale.
Okay.
Usually kale, you have to get in there and massage it, but ours is pretty tender.
Nice.
So when I make a salad, I like to dress the leaves on their own.
Totally, because
First.
so many times, like, you kind of make the salad, everything goes into it. You think you're gonna get everything, but then it's all lost. Like, no one knows where anything is anymore.
Yep, it just sinks to the bottom once you toss it, and I like to make each dish individually.
Absolutely.
So,
We eat with our eyes.
yeah, exactly. So all I did was dress that. I already tasted it for salt. It's perfect. I have some cheddar cheese.
Nice.
I like to do sweet and salty with almost all of my salads. It's
Sure.
always a winner, which is basically just some sort of cheese. You can use goat cheese.
You can
use
customize it whatever you want, like it looks
feta,
like.
gorgonzola, any cheese will do.
Nice.
Especially with this one, I think goat cheese would be really good. We've got some dried cranberries because 'tis the season. This would actually be a really good
It's a fall dish.
fall dish, or maybe
Absolutely.
even like a Thanksgiving side.
Totally.
And kale can hold up pretty well on the table. We got some walnuts. I think roasted pecans would also be delicious for something like this. And we've got our roasted sweet potatoes.
Cool.
We're gonna throw those on there. I love a roasted veggie on
All right.
my salad.
How much do you really go for? You just kind of go a little bit around?
Yeah, go put it around. Make sure every bite gets a little sweet potato.
That's what I'm talking about. A little can go a long way, but you want to go a long way with this.
Exactly. And usually I like to chop up my my apples, but if I'm gonna plate it and make it look a little bit elevated, then I will just kind of fan them out like this. That looks
Oh, I love
perfect.
that. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So we've got some green apples and some Honey Crisp.
Nice.
We're gonna do a little fanning action. And that is almost it. We're gonna drizzle some of our fig balsamic on top. I love
Ooh,
balsamic.
cool. I do too.
So I'm just gonna drizzle that on top of the salad. It's fig, it's a little bit sweet, and it gives it a little bit of dimension too.
I dig it, because to make any of our farm-to-table trio of dinner ideas, or what we like to call all 3 of these for your dinner tonight, Alicia's recipes are waiting for you at dinnerdeas.com. Snap the QR code with your phone and head right there. Very nice. And look at that.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go, because when we come back, it's triple taste test time as we make sure everything we've been making is worthy of being a dinner DeeA. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, your source for locally grown recipes. Today's freshly hand-picked selection comes from Alicia Geigel. She's the marketing director for Brick Street Farms in downtown St. Pete and has been making a farm-to-table trio of dishes. Latin lettuce wraps, Swiss chard with a garlicky yogurt and a crispy egg, and a beautiful sweet, savory autumn salad. My favorite part, it's dig-in time. I'm going salad first.
Okay, I'm going for it. Sweet potato.
All right,
Cheese.
I'm going for a little bit of all those bites there.
Cranberry.
And that fig balsamic vinegar.
My favorite.
Very nice touch. Very, very nice touch. All right, now we spin the wheel here. Spin the wheel on the plate
Do the eggs.
because I'm gonna rotate this around. I wish I had like a turntable, like do the DJ piece of it all.
It's so fun.
All right,
Swiss chard, garlicky Swiss chard.
and look at this egg. Just look at that
Oh my
egg
gosh,
just
it's
break.
perfect.
Let's try the Swiss chard here.
What do you think? Pretty good, huh? You need that for dinner.
An egg for dinner for a thumbs up. And that little bit of that yogurt on the bottom is what brings it all
Yeah.
kind of together in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a
And it's-
weird, unique way
Yeah.
that works. I like that a lot. All right, now the turntable spins.
The handheld.
Let's go for the handheld. And last but not certainly least, cheers to that. Boom.
The sofrito.
Save the best one for last.
So
Out of the
good.
three,
Yeah?
I really dig that one.
Yay.
I really dig that one.
Mouthful. It's a good time.
Clean, light, and you don't feel like you can overindulge. That is a dish that I really like right now. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks again to Alicia Geigel from Brick Street Farms in St. Pete. A link to their website is on our website, along with all the recipes from today. DinnerDeeAs.com is where you need to go. Scan the QR code to get there, and let us know if you make anything that we've been making from any of our shows and how it tasted. I'm Jeff Philbin. See you next time for more Dinner DeeAs.